We are live. What's going on? What's going on, y'all? I got another one from Taylor the Fiend. You know what I'm saying? Y'all seen his videos before, but with no further ado, he's talking about these crazy women demanding that men accept paternity fraud. You know what I'm saying? Paternity fraud. Listen, man, it's not gonna happen. Y'all are wildin'. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, smash that like button. No further ado, let's get right into it. You guys subscribe. Let's go.
Guys saying things like, oh, so what if it's not your child? You should still look after it anyway. Men need to step up. Men need to pay the bills. Men need to look after children that are not their own. The modern day insanity is getting worse and worse. Now, today's video was sent to me by Matrix of Madness. I'm going to leave the OG creator as well as Matrix linked in the pinned comments. So make sure you can go and subscribe to these guys. Without further ado, let's jump right into the nonsense.
Sitting out here struggling to get this in my car. Men are walking back and forth. No one is trying to help me.
But why should they?
Not our problem.
And why would they even want to? After all, women have been telling men over and over again to leave them alone. Women are independent. They don't need men. And now some are complaining when men are actually listening to them.
They don't make real men anymore. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not all men, because there are good men out there.
That's a very good point. There are good men out there.
As a woman, like, you don't see men holding doors anymore. They don't help anymore. They rush and sit down on trains and buses before women and pregnant women and elderly are sitting down.
You know, videos like this are so funny to me because you have these women saying, hey, why is it that men are not doing these things anymore? And I'm sure we'll get into the paternity fraud later in this video, that kind of stuff. But this woman right here is saying, hey, why is it that men don't do kind things anymore? Why are there no more gentlemen? Why are men not opening doors? Why are they not offering their seats to us women?
It's over.
And I would echo what the other woman was saying, which is that, you know, men have been punished for doing this. Women have said we are strong, we are independent, I don't need no man. And men listen, okay? We have heard this stuff over and over and over again. And also, a lot of the guys who do help you, we get called creeps, right? You know, you open a door for a woman or you leave it open. She doesn't even acknowledge you. She doesn't say thank you, or she gives you like a scowl and things like this. And it's like, okay, if you want men to be chivalrous and you want men to be kind, but you act like complete a-holes when men do it for you, why should they continue to do it in the first place?
It's just a hot mess out here, but
This really shouldn't come as a surprise. After all, isn't this what some women wanted? What modern feminism was pushing for? For women to be treated as equals to men, right? No special treatment needed. Don't need to hold open a door. Why help out? Women can do everything themselves just as good as men can. But now it seems some are complaining that they got exactly what they asked for.
5'9" to 6 foot. About the viral shoes that are supposed to add 3 inches to your height. Check these out. So these are going massively viral on TikTok right now. Not only are they freaking sweet, comfortable, but they're super affordable. They're only like 20 bucks. Obviously the best.
Wait, wasn't this?
I'm gonna make a video cooking this chick, man. I am so tired of her tiny body, big head ass, always talking. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I am going to cook her up. She seems to be leaning into the heel role. She wants to be in her villain air. So let's go ahead and give it to her.
This the woman that was crying about dudes not committing to her anymore and things like this. I distinctly remember a TikTok video where I think this woman was crying because men aren't even doing the bare minimum for women anymore. Okay, so this, for some context, this is a woman who can't get a serious relationship out of a man that she wants, claims that men are not doing the bare minimum, and we all know what that means, okay? Out here chasing bad boys, chasing the attractive men, and obviously these men don't want to do anything for her. Now, I believe this video that she's responding to down here is a guy advertising shoes that make you taller or something.
Part, they have 3 inches to your height. They look like $120 shoes, and also they have a ton of padding. You can see that, a ton of padding on the inside. The arch support is great. A lot of shoes on TikTok, and these are
$120 shoes,
the best looking, and they add 3 inches to my height. They come
okay, $120, absolutely not. You know what I'm saying? $79.99, maybe. Come on, brother. Come on.
8 different colors, and you can get them anywhere from $10 to like $20. I'll leave a link down below. 10 out of 10 for me.
My guy, 3-inch lift sneakers. How have we gone from men proudly volunteering for wars to proudly promoting the
That chick said 3-inch lift sneakers. That's funny, man.
equivalent of stilettos for dudes?
I'm sorry,
Stilettos for
but
dudes.
if you're going to roast dudes for wearing height lifting shoes, how about we play this game then? Why don't you wash all of your makeup off and not wear makeup?
Oh my.
Okay.
Oh
I find it
my.
interesting, right? You have these women who are like, man, these men are so insecure. They're making shoes that make themselves taller and blah, blah, blah. They, and then these same women are wearing pounds of makeup and they have filters over their face whenever they appear on the internet. So you don't get to pull this whole, you're insecure, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't wear that, because women are out here wearing makeup and things that make them look completely different. So don't even get...
It's really called projection, and they're out here doing it every day. And he ain't even like really going in. He could talk about the wigs, the eyelashes, you know what I'm saying? The Spanx, the waist trainers. And need I say more? We'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that.
Started here.
Men used to go to war. That's all I'll say. Are you kidding me?
Maybe they should go again.
The guy making...
Did I just hear that correctly? Men used to go to war. Maybe men should go again. Goodness gracious. And what about all the things that women used to do? We're not going to have a discussion about that, are we?
Used to go to war. That's all I'll say. Are you kidding me?
Maybe they should go again.
The guy making this video is like, this is unacceptable. Hashtag men's rights. Hashtag men's rights activists.
Men's rights to go to war and die.
Then after saying things like that, they want to ask, why don't men help them anymore?
Wait a
and
minute.
complain
Hang
about
on now.
Men's rights activists.
Negative. We're not doing this.
Men's rights to go to war and die.
Then after saying things like that, they want to ask, why don't men help them anymore? And complain about and shame men who avoid them.
By the way, we're jumping through a lot of clips here, but wasn't this woman right here the hyena woman?
I don't know.
My goodness, we are not aging particularly well, are we?
Ooh,
this is terrifying. This woman, I can't remember the amount of nonsense that she's been on a bunch of my videos before. I think I've kind of blacked her out because I distinctly remember her being so horrible. This is a woman who doesn't like men, who from memory was, she said a lot of awful things, essentially. Many people have done videos on her, but it looks like her health has declined. The makeup application is beyond aggressive, but holy hell, it's good to see, guys. You see these women post videos that are completely awful on the internet, saying all of these awful and horrendous things, and then you fast forward like 4 months, and the transformations that these women go through, and not in a good way, just bring a smile to my face, man. It really... what's on the inside oftentimes.
Brother, I appreciate the pun. Definitely witty. Guys, man, I this is why I got to proofread the comments. Y'all just be going off on here, man. Y'all be saying stuff I can't, But listen, that was, that'll get by. I probably won't get flagged. But just be careful. Sometimes I just be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? It's tribal member Robert. Let me go ahead and post his comment. And then y'all will say some stuff that'll make us look like we're over here, and we're not even like that. Understand it's locker room talk. We're just chopping it up. You know what I'm saying? Don't take offense. Ladies, don't take offense.
This gets reflected to the outside, and no matter how much makeup and nonsense you put on yourself, there really is no denying it at this point. Let's continue. I believe this next clip is the paternity fraud one.
He is the father. 72 hours. He is not the father. He is not the father. He is not the father. How many times do I have to say that? No, I don't want to see a tattoo. All I want to see was these numbers, to see what the probability was going to look like of him being the father. He is not the father. Now,
that was way too much, by the way.
You have a tattoo. Excuse me. You know what? I don't even see why you all need to be having a conversation right now.
I agree.
You are not the father, which means that you will not be placed on any type of child support or anything today. Now, you, Miss McKinney, you do have the right to petition someone else who you may think is the father.
There is no one else, Your Honor. It was him.
So let me get this straight. You can present this individual with essentially facts that this guy is not the father.
Crazy.
And yet she will still sit here and go, well, no, he's definitely the father. The fact that this woman even gets the option, by the way, to quote unquote petition another man to begin paying child support is absolutely insane to me.
Keeps guessing around. That's
you know,
crazy.
you can see this guy smiling from ear to ear. He doesn't even want to have the conversation. He doesn't want to even be here. He knows that the kid is not his. He got the test, and yet this woman is still arguing with the DNA test, trying to say that he got some sort of tattoo, as though this proves paternity somehow. Absolute clown world.
He has a tattoo on his private part. I was with him and the tattoo for 72 hours. I know what I felt. I know what I saw. Okay, it was him.
Well, there is a probability of something else, though.
Okay.
You were probably with somebody else, too, within that previous 72 hours.
Oh, Your Honor,
Sweetie, the judge isn't tripping. The only thing that's trippy is that mandatory paternity tests aren't codified into law.
I don't even know how.
Yeah, that's crazy to me. So I believe this is Man Talk that's covering this clip. Great channel, by the way. This guy, he makes a great point. Why on earth is this not codified into law? It absolutely should be. I think that DNA tests should be mandatory at birth. I don't think that dudes should be out here paying for kids that are not their own. You have women who are quite literally robbing men blind, legally, apparently, in the eyes of the law, mind you, for kids that are not even their own. Like, make that make sense to me, guys. You know, they say that women aren't rewarded for breaking up relationships and families and stuff. I totally disagree with that, because women know there's a paycheck on the other side, even if the kid isn't the original, isn't the actual father's, right? So, like, they will go out here, have a child, lie about who the father is, put that guy on child support, knowing full well the whole time that the kid was possibly not even his, and yet lose no sleep over it whatsoever because they want the money. And they wonder why modern relationships are doomed, guys. You know, women are absolutely incentivized for ruining them.
They are incentivized, but they don't have to do it. Just shows you, you know, just how wicked a lot of these females can be. Now, listen, you guys, this is the most important piece. Now more than ever, it's super important that you guys smash that like button. Smash that like button, subscribe, hit the notification, drop a comment, and share the live stream. I don't mean to sound dramatic, but I'm just a Leo. I can't help it. But smash that like button. Let's go.
So when you start to see videos of, like, you know, oh, men should go out there and get married. Men should get into these long-term relationships. Men should do this and men should do that. Really? Because I'm not seeing a lot of argument for doing these things.
I don't even know how to start this video, and I've tried to start it about 10 times, but I think we should start by saying a massive thank you to everyone who commented or reached out to me about my video about the DNA test. I can now confirm that I did receive the results today, and I think I'm gonna cry again.
Why are we the one crying? You know, we've been with so many different dudes. We don't even know who the father of your kid is, and yet women start crying as though they're the victim. Can somebody make this make sense to me, man? They always have to make themselves look like the victim, like they're not the ones who did something wrong. Oh, I just slipped, you know, and some other guy was there and things happened, and all of a sudden there's 3 potential baby fathers, and now I'm crying because it didn't turn out to be the first one who I hoped it would be. Like, get out of here with the tears, man. They actually make me sick.
So I want you guys to understand a level of delusion. That one woman was telling the judge that the paternity test results were incorrect and that she knows that he was a father. This woman's crying. Listen, they're out here having a good time. And the main takeaway from this is they're getting smashed out and letting these dudes, you know what I'm saying, shoot up the club. Like they're getting it raw. So they're cheating raw, letting these dudes, you know what I'm saying, you know what I mean, release their semen in it. And it's disgusting. That's what I'm saying, man. You find out that your girl been cheating, she's going to do the most dirty stuff. I mean, she could be letting him get all holes, you know, just really you know what I'm saying, enjoying herself while, you know, she's serving it in raw to where they're getting pregnant, don't even know. You guys, I'm telling you, man, you better take care of yourselves. A little vow of celibacy for a little while won't hurt you, man. I'm telling you. Semen retention.
I'm just so...
Oh, get on with it.
Stop crying.
She's not crying because she's sorry.
Absolutely, my brother. Absolutely. You're losing every time. Not first.
She cheated on him.
Ricky Bobby, man.
She's crying because she can't lie her way out of it and convince the other man that the kid is his since they got a DNA test done.
Yeah, that's exactly it. The tears aren't real. They're not genuine, right? They're crying because of what they lost, and they're also crying to make themselves appear as though they're the victim online.
Women only care about 50-50 when it benefits them. Let me explain. What I mean by this is, have you ever noticed that when women bring up a 50-50 conversation, it always has to do with household chores, emotional labor, cooking and cleaning? But the conversation...
What the hell is emotional labor, by the way?
Yeah, what
I've
is
seen
that?
this term be thrown up so many times, guys. You know, oh, the women are just putting in all the emotional labor.
See, he's right about what is emotional labor. Hey, what's going on, James? What's going on? Salute to the tribe. What is that? They're basically finding a way to monetize just doing basic tasks that they'd have to do regardless whether you were there or not. Eventually, they're going to start monetizing them breathing. You know, you should be, you know, grateful that I'm inhaling this air around you in your presence. You know, it's wild, man. It's wild.
Well, I've even literally heard the term invisible labor before. And then the women go on to say, I remember one time some woman was ranting about invisible labor and how she does it in the relationship. And her definition, or the closest thing we could get to it in the video when she was talking about it, was having to get household items
every time,
because the dude wouldn't pay attention to when they were going to run out or something. That was her definition of labor, by the way, was having to go to the grocery store and pick up items because her husband or boyfriend or whatever didn't remind her or didn't get them himself. That like, you can't make this stuff up, man. Oh, the invisible labor is so hard. I had to get some soap because it was running out and my husband didn't notice. And then they end marriages over this stuff. And then they wonder why dudes don't want to get married to them. Well, oh, gee, I wonder why I don't want to get with a divorced woman. I wonder why I don't want to get with a woman who has kids, for example.
They swear the grass is greener on the other side every time. They swear it is. They swear it is, man. They don't know how to vet compliments the way that men can. Like, we get compliments. I get compliments from women, and they're greatly appreciated. So I don't want y'all to stop. But what I'm saying is, I compartmentalize things. Like, it's greatly appreciated. Thank you. But those compliments don't validate me. You know, it's appreciated, you know, but it doesn't validate me, because someone that compliments you can use that and turn around and then start trying to get at you, and you feel some type of way about it. But if you don't care either way it goes, whether you give me a compliment or you're throwing shade my way, I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Then it's appreciated, you know, but it's just, it don't validate me. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I know who I am. I'm that dude. I'm him. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna tell me otherwise. You know what I mean? Call me delusional. Well, here's my thing about that. When observers call you delusional and you're doing your own thing, so are you supposed to be putting other people as your main priority in this short life that God gave you? It doesn't make any sense. See what it is? Reverse psychology. They're trying to make you feel bad for knowing that you're great. And I see therapists and people like this do it online all the time, try to reshape things and make it seem like people who, you know, take care of themselves, put themselves first, there's something wrong with that, right? Unless you're hurting anyone, you're doing nothing wrong, okay? Just putting that out there.
They're absolutely out of their damn mind. But yes, emotional labor, let's add that to the list.
Benefits them. Let me explain. What I mean by this is, have you ever noticed that when women bring up a 50-50 conversation, it always has to do with household chores, emotional labor, cooking and cleaning? But the conversation is almost never about when was the last time that you fixed his car? When was the last time you took his car for an oil change? When was the last time that man got to sit on the couch and not hang your pictures on the wall? When was the last time you fixed the plumbing or fixed your own car? Exactly, because
or got rid of the spider that was in the house, or paid the bills, or did any of the yard work. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. Mind you, a lot of the women who are complaining about this 50-50 crap, right? They don't even cook or clean, by the way. They have no idea how to cook a meal. Now, I'm not out here roasting people if they can't cook that well, but they don't even, none of these women in the last 5 years who are making these arguments have read a cookbook. They have no idea how to make basic meals that are actually edible, okay? And they're sitting here trying to get men to do more and more. Oh, you need to pay for everything. You need to do this. You need to do that. Meanwhile, no meals are made. The house is an absolute mess. You have to do all of the chores as a man, which, by the way, she refuses to acknowledge. And the list goes on and on and on. This woman is absolutely right, by the way. All of the car work, that's your responsibility. All of the things that are dangerous, that's your responsibility. You know, massive spider in the house, for example, that's your responsibility. I don't know, you know, you guys probably, if you're watching this, you don't live in Australia, but we have absolutely massive spiders. So if you're an Australian man, you can look forward to that. Massive spiders for you.
I knew that his accent was something, because he keep bringing up these spiders. I'm like, we got spiders here, but I don't know. He's like, massive spiders, dude. Huge, gigantic spiders, man. Man, arachnophobia.
And the women, they don't even cook, and they start arguments like this. Craziness.
And not hang your pictures on the wall. When was the last time you fixed the plumbing or fixed your own car? Exactly, because 50-50 is not a real thing unless it benefits women. But let me get this straight. Women have added all of this emotional labor and all of these house chores while he's been working. And what does he get in return? He gets a lukewarm effort. He gets lack of loyalty. He gets nagging. He gets a bad attitude. He gets a woman that doesn't value the relationship and doesn't take pride in taking care of a family or him. Women will almost never acknowledge a man's labor in the relationship because it's expected. But when he expects her to cook and clean, oh no, now it's a problem.
Just by the way, I would argue, okay, this is going to trigger a lot of, if you're someone who watches this channel, this is probably going to trigger you. But hot take here, household work is not as hard as these women make it out to be.
Absolutely
a lot of them,
not.
they say they would, but a lot of them would not
I
trade,
do it every day.
You know, the position with the man.
Put a smile on my face.
Okay, if you've got the choice between, for example, paying the bills and doing the household work, all of these women will try and convince you that the household work is so difficult and they should be paid for doing it and blah, blah, blah. I mean, if you're going to have to pay your...
Man, I got a 13-year-old son. You already know. And I, you know, with the way I allot my time, slot stuff, man, household work is like it's too easy. Once you got your routine set and, you know, you keep on things, man, you good to go. I don't even, ain't a woman ever going to complain to me about that ever again, ever. Be like, hey, don't worry about it. I'll do it. I get your ass up out of here. Don't come back.
A wife or your girlfriend to do the chores when you're paying the bills, you might as well just get a maid, guys. Or you might as well just get rid of the woman and then just clean up your own mess, because I guarantee you it's probably going to be significantly less anyway.
Facts.
So this is absolutely crazy to me. But I think a lot of the people who are complaining about, oh, women have to do chores and women have to do household work, if you gave them the opportunity, I think a lot of them would say, yes, I'd do it 100%. But give it a few weeks and none of them would want to be out there working to pay the bills. I think they would be.
And see, that's the thing. I know you guys don't like me pausing it, but that's the thing. These women don't want to clean. You go to their house, there's piles of clothes in the corner. Got a clean pile and a dirty pile. You'll know which is which, and they're really close to each other. The proximity is scary. You know what I mean? The funk is getting off of the dirty pile onto the clean pile. You know what I'm saying? Don't act like I'm wrong. Y'all don't want to wash. You know, you got some women out here talking about they only wash the upper part of their body with soap and let the soap run down. You know what I'm saying? They're letting the soap run down. The hell? What the hell? You got a whole open wound. What are you doing? What are you talking about? You got some women out here saying they only wash their butt a couple times a week. They're peeing and pooping every day. Look, they're trifling, man. I'm just putting it like that. The old traditional cleaning, folding clothes, hanging things up, everything being away, you know, a woman being clean, smelling like conditioner, fabric softener, lotion, all kind of stuff, perfume, you know what I'm saying? Body spray. It's out the door. You know, you lean in too close, you might get a mystery smell. You don't even know what it is or where it's coming from. I'm trying to tell you.
Be happy sitting at home doing the chores. That's why, actually, guys, speaking of this, you actually see a lot of TikTok videos these days of women saying that they don't want to be a womanist anymore because they don't want to work a 9 to 5. They feel like they were lied to. They just want to stay home and cook and clean, but it's a little bit too late because the men have already checked out. Let's keep going.
And doesn't take pride in taking care of a family or him. Women will almost never acknowledge a man's labor in the relationship because it's expected. But when he expects her to cook and clean, oh no, now it's a problem. And you see this a lot when women go to get divorced. The only other time that women...
I'm just going to speak on this real quick. With respect, this man is talking facts. Those sour ass drawers that be stiff and these clothes y'all be leaving and y'all call them like, oh, those are my workout clothes. No. Those you lay around the house, letting your coochie do what it do and crust all up your underwear. And those are your funky ass clothes, man. And it's a doggone shame that those kind of clothes are left out for display. You know what I mean? For dudes that come over. That's how you're presenting yourselves. Yeah. Your passports,
women
man.
give a fuck about 50-50 is when you're going through a divorce. Again, because it benefits them.
Oh, yeah, right. Because when the marriage ends and the divorce happens, then you have to be there to swoop up the possessions and try and steal from him, you see.
That hamper basket idea is such a bad idea if you're not a married woman with children. Because what are you doing? What are you doing with a hamper basket? You're a woman. You should be washing your clothes every damn day. You should be washing your clothes every day.
So I agree with this woman. It is all about 50-50 only when the woman stands to benefit something. Okay. Also, I don't hear dudes asking for 50-50 from women, by the way. Never do I see these videos of dudes asking for 50-50 or men asking women to pay for things and stuff like this, right? You know what happens to women, by the way? Men don't come out here with all of the things that they want in a woman. You know why? Because they get absolutely roasted for saying any sort of preference. If you go out into modern day society, particularly in liberal cities, and I mean, let's be honest, most cities these days are liberal. You go into these large metropolitan areas and things like this, and you say to someone, for example, that you want a woman who cooks or who knows how to cook and clean, there's a good chance you'll be roasted for that. So what ends up happening is men actually don't say their preferences. We don't say the things that they're interested in. You know what men do? They just have fun with you and then they ditch you. That's what happens, right? So many women out here who are going, I'm so beautiful, I'm so attractive, yet I can't find a relationship with a man. They just go, the men just have fun with you and then they go to the next woman who's more feminine. I don't make the rules, okay? If you want men to be honest with you, maybe you should actually accept what they have to say. But this is what happens. Women essentially get F-zoned, as it were.
So it's just crazy to me that this is still a conversation, because if you truly believed in 50-50, that man wouldn't have to add more to his plate while you simply sit back and do the same things as you've always been doing. Okay, bye.
As a woman, you have the power to change the world by simply limiting access to what is allowed to come in and out of your vagina.
Have you guys noticed that some of my videos have gone missing over here on YouTube? That is because I am slowly moving them over to locals where I can actually host them without the risk of getting in trouble.
It has nothing to do with 4B.
I am a Korean woman.
I just want to say this, by the way. This woman started out this video strong. You know, she came swinging with something that I could potentially agree with, okay? She says, listen, you as a woman, you have so much power. I agree with that. Women do have a lot of power. And she goes on to say, simply by granting or denying bedroom fun access. And I think that's a great thing, you know? But let's be honest about it. Modern women these days, are they denying bedroom access?
And a dirty
Or are
floor.
they allowing the men that they find attractive to hit it and quit it very damn quickly? You know, guys, it's like,
hey, brothers, if you walk into her house and you're walking along and your shoes are sticking to the floor, that is how you know that the floor is dirty, for one. Other than obviously you can see it is. It's FYI. I don't care what she says. She didn't just get through mopping.
women do have a lot of power, but they misuse the absolute hell out of it. Okay. Like all of these women, you sit down, you have a discussion with them. They're past, like, these past bunch of relationships that these women have had, it's all a bunch of bad boys and men who didn't want them. And then they go on here to say, we have all of the power. Yeah, but you're completely misusing it. You see what I'm saying? It's like, you can say no. Absolutely. You have the power to say no. You have the power to say yes. And I encourage women to say no to casual bedroom fun. That's probably going to serve them well, but they don't. They say yes to all of the attractive men, and then they deny the bedroom access to the men who will actually treat them well and give them long-term successful relationships. So very funny how that works out. Let's continue.
I am a Korean woman currently living in Korea, and I have so much to say about this topic. So most of the 4B movement videos that I've seen on TikTok are made from foreigners, and I think Korean Americans or just Asian people living in the West, but not actually people living in Korea. So like I said, I live in Seoul. What I think is happening is the Western media likes to really pick up on these sensationalist, provocative topics and then makes it into an article, and then everyone on TikTok follows suit and makes videos about it. But let me tell you, I am 29, going to turn 30 this year, and literally all the conversations that I have with my friends around my age is about, oh my God, we're looking to get married, we need to find good partners, and we need to do this before it gets too late or we're just like aged out of the marriage market, you know?
Let me pause it right here. Okay. Women will oftentimes deny this particular reality, and they'll try and convince themselves that it isn't this way. You know, they'll tell their single friends, don't worry, you have all of the time in the world. I know that you're 35 and you are technically considered a geriatric pregnancy, but don't worry, give it a couple more years and your dream man will be just around the corner. You're not running out of time, queen. And then, of course, their dream man isn't around the corner because she's ignored her dream men this entire damn time. But this woman is accurate. This is what I've been saying on the channel. You know, women push 30 and then they start to go, oh, crap. I need to settle down now. I need to have a relationship. I need to start having a family. I need a wedding. I need security. Because number one, their biological clock is ticking. They can't have children forever. Men can have children much longer on average than women can. So they start realizing, oh, I need to have kids before I can't anymore. And this has always reminded me of people who hand in homework late. You know, you give them like 4 months to do an assignment back in school. And these people would always manage to just have the assignment be overdue and then blame it on everybody but themselves. Absolute craziness. You know, it just reminds me of the exact same thing. But they get to this age and they're like, oh no, I need to settle down now. No, you should have settled down a long time ago. You should have settled down in your early 20s, but here you are still screwing around.
Conversations that I have with my friends around my age is about, oh my God, we're looking to get married. We need to find good partners and we need to do this before it gets too late or we're just like aged out of the marriage market, you know? And I just made a YouTube video about this, Korea's population crisis, why nobody's getting married or having babies. But I also explained there are services in Korea like marriage matchmaking services where people
marriage matchmaking services. Now, why on earth would I subscribe myself to a service that tries to get me into a situation that screws me over? Isn't it amazing, guys? You know, marriage services, women needing marriage services.
He cooked in this video, man. You know what I'm saying? He cooked. But let me know in the comments. Do y'all agree, disagree? You know what I'm saying? You rocking what he's saying? Think these women are completely crazy? You know what I mean? The ones that be claiming these guys are the father of these kids, even the test says otherwise. Imagine the delusion in these women's heads they can get away with if they're not man, it's crazy. It's crazy. But again, smash that like button. Go ahead and subscribe. If you're not subscribed, you know you want to join the tribe. You guys go ahead and share the live stream. I don't think I cussed at all. I don't really think I did. Support my growth. Support the growth, y'all. Anyway, love and light. I'm your brother, and I'm out. Absolutely.
In this game, you gotta have that dog in you.
Made in America.